I'm gonna get back to that story, Sonny. Just, just you listen to Boomer, great one. He's gonna tell you about how it was back in the olden days, back before fire, back when we walked uphill for everything. In fact, we didn't even have a concept of downhill because there was no downhill. Everything was uphill. We thought that was normal. We didn't even have a word for it because there was no alternative. It was uphill all the time. You just need to reach down and grab yourselves by your bootstraps and pull yourselves up, Sonny. Because when I was your age, I bought a house for $25,000. And I made that money on my paper route and bussing tables at the local cafe. And if I could do it, you can do it too. You just need to reach down and pull yourself up and just buckle up there, buckaroo. God, I hate boomers.
Continuing on with our theme today, which apparently seems to be the adults don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And obviously the boomers, but my generation know better. And I think the millennial parents are going to take the cake because despite your complaining and bitching and whining about how the boomers lied to you, you guys are exactly like them. Plus, let's get our kids to cut their junk off so we can brag about it on social media. You don't realize the goal of your parents should not be to give you a pampered lifestyle and to dote on you, whatever you want, my precious little prince and princess. It's to tell you no, and it's to prepare you for the real world. I don't, because I have friends now who have kids. Conservative Republicans do. Let me tell you how all my male friends back in the day told me they're going to raise their kids. Let me tell you something, Aaron Clary. When I get my wife, she's going to obey me. She's going to wear the lingerie, and my kids are going to be raised up right. And then it's like, oh, yes, dear. Oh, no, I wouldn't know. I would. Kids, no kidding. Kids already got pronouns. Know some kids using pronouns, not even 13 years old. I'm going to tell my woman what going to be. She's going to cook for me. Who they diggly do. Y'all getting divorced. Fuck off. Absolute horseshit. And, you know, that's great when your parents are your best friend, like your teachers. Are you gay, right? Aren't you? Huh? Oh, no, I just want to let you know it's all right to be gay. You gotta go into the locker room. Teachers. It's great when you're a kid and everyone's just celebrating you, but no one prepares you for that vicious world out there, right? Millennials, right? Where they lied to you about everything to make you feel. How are those participation trophies working for you now that you're 40? I'm sure those are paying dividends now, right? Everyone's got a mental are you bored in school because you're insufferable twats of teachers? They're like just making it incredibly. You must have ADHD. We need you to be on Ritalin. Here you go. Maybe you're a girl. Major in what you want, the money will follow. You're entitled to free shit by everybody out. They wonder what's going to happen to the kids now. So while you're trying to be your kid's best friend, which is an elaborate way of saying not disciplining, not doing the hard work of parenting, doing all the fun shit, right? Halloween's coming up. You're all probably excited to dress your kid up in some ridiculous kind of cute little outfit, right? Which I'm all for. Halloween's the best holiday ever. And if you disagree, you're wrong. Terribly sorry, but you're wrong. But you didn't spank the kid, right? And you time out. We don't do that. Can you imagine that when the kids go into the real world, they found out you did jack fuck all shit to prepare them? That maybe they don't want to have anything to do with you? Or maybe just a rank asshole. Now sit down. Has everyone got their sitting down chairs? Can you believe that maybe some boomers were all about themselves and their own self-importance and put themselves ahead of their children? Can you believe that might be the case? Were you just fucking assholes? You know, the song for the girls is no, 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 no. The song for the baby boomers, swear to fucking Christ, it's true. It's me, 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 me. Who are those kids within my house? I don't know them. Got divorced by my spouse. Me, 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 me. Why can't my kids not right out talk to me? Hang on, I'm gonna go protest at a No Kings rally. Fuck my children. More immigration. I want free shit. To hell with my kids. I'm gonna fix it. I don't know why. According to the Federalist, 1 in 4 kids don't want to have anything to do with you. Fucking hell. Is this a Scooby-Doo mystery for you people with your 75-year-old brains? Are you confused? And just a final thing. It's yeah, you'll all have to watch American Beauty. It's just a goddamn couch. You boomers loved your material shit more than anything in the world. Your McMansions, your boats, your cars, your Murphy Brown lifestyles, especially you ladies. You outsourced your kids, and we continue to do that today. You outsource your kids to fucking daycare. So mommy can go work and have herself a Range Rover, and you wonder why your kids want nothing to do with you. I got to connect the dots on this. Maybe you just didn't protest hard enough for more Social Security. Those I don't want affordable housing bill. It's not Section 8. It's just affordable housing, small housing. You know, remember how you started out? The kids need this. No, and I don't want affordable cars. I want all cars to have ridiculous fuel efficiency because I'm a white liberal Karen boomer. And if that means that we can't produce affordable cars for young people and only large SUVs, and I do want my Range Rover, by the way, well then so be it. I want. They said the television said that there's a global warming. But your kids aren't going to be able to afford to get to work. I don't. What kid? Oh, the things that came out of my hoo-ha 20 years ago. I don't know. We took them to daycare. The nannies and the Latinas, they took care of my children, and then the schools educated them. I carried them for 9 months in my belly and didn't abort them. I deserve money. Wow, can't imagine why no one's visiting you on Christmas, Grandma. And then I have 3 divorces, and I'm the hip, cool grandma. Here. If you refer to yourself as Nana to your grandchildren, fuck you, you don't deserve visits. I'm the cool hip Nana. And you dopey, spineless, ballless fucks of men. Scared of your own fucking shadow. I have no idea why people aren't showing up at your diaper party. 1/4 of young Americans cut off their parents and call it boundaries. Few of us can see. Few? And listen to this. Paula Reinhardt. Okay, Paula. Few of us can see that the choices we're making at 30 may well lead to spending Christmas alone at 60. What do you mean? How? Previous video, I pointed out to the younger people how absurd it is for full-grown adults to expect you to feed them, right? It amazes me what common sense shit, it's more complicated. It's very complicated. Well, if we're all paid welfare, why would any of us work, and wouldn't that cut the food supply off? Wow, I see there's the multiplier effect. You mean if you treat your kids like shit and bring them into an unstable world and you all get divorced and you're all about yourself and the kid is just an object to you at 30, you think that might have an effect on them visiting you when you're 60? No shit. No fucking shit, really. Wow. We have to tell you guys this? You young people are on your own on this one, man. You're on your own. No, the adult, no one is ever going to come save you. But holy shit, do the adults not know what the fuck they're doing in this country? Charles King, King Charles and Prince Harry recently made news when they shared a cup of tea after 2 years of estranged silence. That should give many American families hope. Going no contact or little contact with a parent is a disturbing trend. One sure to add fuel to already record high levels of loneliness and isolation in a post-disease life. 10 years ago, a parent who had not met a grandchild or had been cut out of an adult child's life was a rarity in counseling offices like mine. I still remember the wrenching grief on the few faces I saw. Wait, grief? I'm serious. Grief. I don't believe you. You treated your kids like shit. You didn't raise them right. You didn't discipline them. You taught them nothing. You prepared them nothing for the real world. You don't love your kid. Listen to me. Listen to me. 85% of American parents love themselves more than their kids. I wonder what percent even love their kids at all and only just view them as things, as it's just a couch. How do you have grief? I really, wait, you actually did love the kid this entire time? What? Well, you love the kid. What were you thinking? Hey. You know whose problem this is? Not mine. This is so entertaining watching you people suffer. Now the experience is becoming far more common. Where I live, couples flock from around the country enjoying the quiet sanity of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Oh, you're down in Tennessee. If you learn quickly who... I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. Now the experience is becoming far more common. In the Blue Mountains, you learn quickly who you can't ask about the children or grandchildren. It's too painful. They aren't on good terms with an adult child. They may not know his or her children. Hints of parent-child estrangement litter the social landscape now. Do we have a Scooby-Doo mystery, another Scooby-Doo mystery on our hands where the therapist like, we don't know what happened. It's a Scooby-Doo mystery. These kids adult kids, they just said, well, I'm not talking to my parents no more. Here's something really sad, okay? And it wasn't my parents, they never treated me poorly. Not at all. But they were horrible with money. Horrible. I had no money, but no help from my parents. And I remember not being able to afford long distance. This is when we had landlines. You didn't have a cell phone. If you were calling shit out of the county, I think you had to pay long distance. I could afford a long distance plan. I don't think I talked to my folks for 6 months. Not because I didn't love them or didn't like them. I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford to drive back home. I had to work. I had to put food, clothing, and shelter on the table. Food on our children. Food on their families. Right? There was no money to contact them. Now, it didn't dawn on me because I had more pressing matters like not starving and staying warm in winter, shit like that. It didn't dawn on me, but maybe my parents might have been concerned. It didn't dawn on me. Oh man, poverty makes you blind to so many things because you got so much other shit to worry about. Related, but just to show you how clueless I was. I had a girlfriend. I wouldn't call her. I wouldn't see her except for once a week. And she lived, and it wasn't like she was out of state. She went to the same college. It didn't dawn on me. Maybe you should talk to her a little bit more. I got to work. I got to study. Would go days without, and I just thought that was normal. It's sad. You kind of become inhuman. You're just a surviving. You're a creature of survival. You don't really. Never mind. But yeah, that's not them. That's them treating me fairly. That's like real good parenting. Well, there's no money. Well, if there's no money, I guess your kid can't come visit you or call you. The most recent data shows that 38% of American families report at least one family member estranged from birth. 38? About 1 in 4 adult kids has reportedly gone no contact with the parent. The numbers are large and growing enough that advocates have begun a concerted effort to normalize and destigmatize the practice. Here's a question. The trend is increasing. You mean like the percentage of men who aren't working and the percentage of men who aren't getting married? Like they're just not. Gee, I wonder if in human relationships you treat the counterparty like shit unfairly and are not honest with them, that lessens the amount of healthy relationships in the future. I wonder if a relationship built on ego, self-serving, arrogance, selfishness, lies, feel good, and avoiding harsh truths or the stick, and it's all the care. I wonder if those two are related somehow. Groups such as Standalone are springing up to support adults going solo into the future. Oh, that'd be great. Is this where you double down? You say we did the best we could with what we have. What is Standalone? Standalone UK. Oh, United Kingdom, where you guys voted for free shit. More free shit than we even vote for here. We are here to support and raise awareness about adults that are estranged from their family or children. Standalone offers support services to prevent estranged adults from becoming vulnerable. We openly talk about the experience. How can we help? Our founder, from Becca. Wait, I'm having problems with my student support application? Well, let's learn about Becca. Dr. Becca Bland. Are you like Dr. Jill Biden, like a bullshit degree, or you got an actual medical degree? We'll be stepping back from the charity as of 2023, 11 years in the role. Charity in 2012, organization will be left in safe hands. Wonderful trustee board, Still does individual coaching. Departure. Oh, this is great. Have you thought about this? Apologizing and making amends. No, we got a nonprofit. Oh, here's your support. You did nothing wrong. It's not kids these days. Who trained them? Right? Who the fuck trained them? Who was responsible? See, yes, every child does go off and become their own person. They will make mistakes, right? And some become criminal, some become bad, right? So I'm not saying it all falls on the hands of the parents. But who else would have, when it comes to the external, right? Okay, there's their own, and they decide to go do drugs. And you would know if you're a parent, no, we were disciplined, But at the same time, well, whose house did they come from? Whose hole did they shoot out of? It's not my fault. I'm a boomer. Nothing can be my fault. Understanding why. Here we go. Here we go. Let me make sure we're recording. Oh, shit. Oh, there we go. Just technical issues. Few human attachments are considered more inviolable than the parent-child bond. Judeo-Christian societies are built on the bedrock of the 5th of the 10th commandment to honor one's mother and father. Yet estrangement between a parent and a child is happening with more frequency. Why? Okay, Federalists, this one's coming right over the plate. Can you connect? Let's just get a man on base. All right? Let's not swing for the fence. Let's just get a man on base, a solid hit. Psychologists. Oh, here's Professor Fuckwith. It's a fucking formula, man. It's a goddamn algorithm. Psychologist Joshua Coleman explores this version of family breakdown in his book, Rules of Estrangement. Emphasis on loyalty to the family unit has been replaced with the pursuit of individual fulfillment. Family now is what you make it. The search for personal happiness is used to justify breaking free from a troublesome family relationship, especially if political differences clash or an identity or a lifestyle is not affirmed. Older adults still have a sense of duty when it comes to what? Older adults still have a sense of duty when it comes to family. Younger adult children put a premium on relationships they consider healthy. Family becomes optional. Well, as Coleman writes, the family, more than any other institution, is the place Americans tend to go sniffing when they want to root out the inhibitions, anxieties, or propensities to failure that appear to block the path to growth and achievement. What to family? More than any is the place of miracles. Want to root out the inhibitions, anxieties, or wait, they say my family prevented me from doing this. Noelle Maring, a fellow at the Ethics and Public Policy Center. Oh, great. Is she a happily married woman with 3 kids and knows if, well, she got a PhD in bullshit. An author of No Contact claims that Gen Z adult children see themselves at the mercy of systemic forces that override their efforts or merits. They take less responsibility than for their own choices. Well, what kind of world did at least we got the immigrants in, and you're taking what 15.6% of their, or is it 15.3% of their income? So older people can retire. A combination of radical autonomy, I will define myself, and radical victimhood focus on child wounds is the nexus of what drives it. I think he just made it impossible for them to live. And yes, a lot of you mothers outsource your kids to random people, random strangers, so that you could go work a fucking job. But I had to. No, you didn't. You didn't have to vote for socialism, that we all had to pay more taxes to raise completely. I'll say it again. Most, not all. Most women in the United States have a family that comes first. Or I'm sorry, it comes second. There are 3 families in women's lives, minimum. Okay. There's the family they were born into. Then there's the welfare family they vote for in their teens and 20s. And then if they get married, there's the 3rd family. And the 3rd family comes third. It comes behind the welfare rando family that they vote to take everybody's money from, compromising their financial ability to actually have a 3rd and real family of their own. I don't know how you think not having a parent, whether it's the mother or father, at home raising the kid, I don't know how you think outsourcing children to randos at daycare results in healthy families and visits in the nursing home and Christmas visits later. I don't know how you think that. And it looks like the trouble, Gen Z has these expectations, and they are delusional. I find maybe fair, but where did they get those? And what hope did you get them? Really, what hope did you give them? I forget hope. Did you give them concrete advice like, I wouldn't exist. Asshole Consulting wouldn't exist. All these books, all us red pill guys wrote, Bachelor Pad Economics, the Book of Numbers, the Rational Male, all this shit wouldn't exist. Dave Ramsey wouldn't exist. If you fucking parents did your goddamn job and taught your kids the rules of the real world and how to succeed in it. And instead of being hat tip to Asian parents, like you're going to become an engineer or a doctor and family, I still disagree with you forcing a musical instrument on your kids. That's a different discussion. Outside of that, every one of you American parents are a fuck up. You do not prepare your kids for the real world. You don't give them the rules. You just do the easy, fun hugs. It's all the carrot, never the stick. All the good cop, never the bad. For parents, the pain of being estranged from a child is enormous. Is it? Is it really? I really got to wonder that, right? I don't believe so. I don't. For some, sure, yeah, of course. But most of you are like, I don't know. You remember that kid that stayed here? And like, yeah, like hopped on the bus occasionally. We saw him in the morning for like 15 minutes, and we made him eat food and maybe hung out with him. We remember that creature we had? Remember that pet we had? We just put a screen in front of it? Yeah, I haven't seen that thing in a while. What happened to it? Well, let's go get our 3rd boat with our 4th home equity line. Hey, let's sing the song about us. Me, 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 me. Coleman writes that parents call him sobbing on the phone, desperate to find a way to rebuild and reconcile. Here, it's too late. The time for time was when they were fucking kids. What the fuck? It's like the 2 girls I dated who didn't know you had to change oil. And then the car seizes up. Well, can I go back in time and change the oil? No, your engine seized up. It's over. You don't have a kid. It's goodbye. Adult children, however, often experience a break in relationships as liberation, at least initially. There must be a better way. I don't know, a nuclear family like June Ward Cleaver from the 50s, where the dad is honored and cherished? but not a pampered little spoiled trust fund baby brat who actually had to work and survive? There must be, if only humanity, through eons and thousands of generations, through trial and error, figured out the optimal family unit. If only there was some wisdom. Fuck. I have a honest question, right? Do flybys a kid. For those of the Muslim members in my audience, and I mean real Muslim, not Muslim light, not is there more? It's a more conservative religion, but does it spill out into actual traditional family values and practice? Like, do you guys have a sit down meal and no, our kids don't have the screen in front of their face, and we celebrate whatever it is, Ramadan and and we follow the things, and we give up we fast. And I just imagine it would, or Orthodox religion, like your Orthodox Jew, Orthodox Christian. I got Greek Orthodox. I imagine you still have this. The father is the head of the household. The wife, oh my God, does wife like things and maybe takes care of the kids? A better way of putting it, do traditional Orthodox religions, regardless of what it is, do you guys even have this problem with estranged children? Or do your children realize mom and dad, they were strict, but they raised us right? And then they come back and spend time with you and have a family and probably children as well. As a therapist who is also a mother and a grandmother, a wife, I want to know. Are you? I can acknowledge there are parents or siblings too unsafe to see or see very often, but this is rare and should remain so. Historically, a cutoff with a parent or sibling is what every good therapist schooled in family dynamics worked her tail off to help a person avoid. Axing family members leads to cutting off a friend or spouse or your own child, anyone who manages to trigger your insecurities. Wait, what? A cutoff with the parent or sibling. Avoid. Axing family members leads to cutting off a friend or spouse or your own child, anyone who manages to trigger your insecurities. Or they're assholes. You think about that? Cutoffs follow a generational pattern, surely as addiction or self-ending. It's a plague that can become a way of doing life. I'm sorry, you're a psychologist. This isn't making any sense. These days, therapists can be part of the problem. Therapy has morphed into a school for personal autonomy. Setting boundaries is such a common catchphrase that even comedian Leanne Morgan built a whole routine around it. Relational boundaries are helpful, but they can also be weaponized with little considerations for the effects of the other party. Experiences long considered ordinary are now reclassified as trauma. Well, yeah, which generation of parents taught their kids they're a victim and everything is trauma? And, oh, you have PTSD and a mental disorder. It's not that dad didn't spank you. Look, you guys created your little Frankenstein monsters. If they don't want to have anything to do with you, that's your fault. Get fucked. There, how's that? Did I make that? I like this gobbledygook psychological speak. I like this. But I don't know. Did I make that clear? You created them. They're yours. You are at least partly responsible. I mean, unless the kid goes way off on a tear. Like gets into drugs, whatever, while they're 22. Therapists sometimes promote the idea that a person can't move forward without solving the riddles of his family's past. Annoying or dysfunctional family members get labeled in absentia as toxic or narcissistic. Why bother learning to relate to them? Who anticipated that the quest to become your own person would trigger? So no, we're not going to go to, we outsource the kids. We put them in front of a screen. There was no family. There was no conversation. There was no love. Dad was a spineless Minnesota fuck of a father who just, whatever your teacher say, whatever your mother said, I don't want to get divorced. I still want to hit that, son. So whatever. So no, it's just, we're using different words. And we sometimes said that you should set boundaries and therapists aren't doing so well. In other words, we're not going to solve the Scooby-Doo mystery. Maybe we shouldn't lie to our kids about what they can do in their life. Is divorce going to be mentioned here? Broken families, violating your children's trust when they're young, mom and dad breaking up. Is that mentioned in here at all? Who anticipated that the quest to become your own person would trickle down into the fracturing of primary family bonds? But cutting family off will not lead to the freedom or maturity this generation longs for. I think the generation is just like, look, I got to deal with the real world, and you people are either prohibiting that or you didn't prepare me for it. Here's a very simpler one. What if they just don't want to hang out with you? What if it's like, I get nothing out of that? Right? What if everybody was like the communist dream come true? They were just birthers. They brought me into the world, and then the state raised me. And my real family was school and college and the internet and media. And mom and dad were just entities that happened to be there to provide me food, clothing, and shelter until they broke up, whatever. Right? As they do. If you watch, I know it was television, so it wasn't the real world, but if you watch the Andy Griffith Show or Leave It to Beaver or My Three Sons, the general plot of the episodes, not all of them, most of them was Wally and the Beav would do something goofy or naive or stupid. And then they'd learn their mistake, and then Ward would come in and explain, like, well, you see, this is why you can't do that. Oh, okay, we learned. I really, let me ask, baby boomer, Gen X, or millennial fathers, do you teach your kids any auto repair? Any of you teach them how to like set up taxes or do financial planning? Do any of you say, hey, son, we got to mow the yard, but we got to sharpen the blade. Grab the socket wrench set over there and let's go. What was it? 38% of millennial men didn't own a hammer. Hang on, break out your acoustic guitar and play a song about fixing the car. Maybe your wife's boyfriend could come in and fix the car for you. What everyone comes to realize slowly and sometimes painfully is that all families let each other down. It's not possible to be in close relationships of any kind without wounding the other person or being wounded. So we try again. Maybe we see that family member less often or for a holiday meal instead of 2 days. Grappling with parents or child's flaws, poor choices, or clueless responses is a rite of passage for each of us. The goal is to grow past these things while holding on to family or even difficult ones. Sounds like you're trying to cope, lady. No, she's okay. Paula Reinhardt. Let me look up Paula Reinhardt. Are you estranged? Are your kids not talking to you? Okay, Karen. Oh God. Author of Strong Women, Soft Hearts. Oh. Oh my God. Look at these covers for books. Strong Women, Soft Hearts. Dude, your books are nothing. Like I'm the lowest hurdle, and I outsell you. Sex in the Soul of a Woman. Yeah, you're right about women writing about sex for women. What's he really thinking? Better Than My Dreams. Sex in the Soul. Oh, that's a different version. Sex in the Soul of the Woman. What horseshit about? Seasoned writer, speaker, counselor who focus on helping women live into all God has in mind for them. Her books include much acclaimed Strong Women, Soft Hearts, and The Sex and Soul of Women. Her articles, blah, 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 blah. She also writes occasional op-ed, lives with her husband. Okay, good. You're married. So this isn't a cope. Blah, 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 blah. Scroll down. What everyone comes to realize slowly and sometimes painfully is that all families let each other down. It's not being a close relationship. The goal is to grow past these things while holding on to family relationships, even difficult ones. I could not disagree more. Let me throw in some sterile cold economics. All relationships are transactional. All. And if there's nothing in it for the other person, then why the fuck should they show up? right? What is my why? Because if there's nothing in it for the other person, one person's enslaved, whether out of obligation or threat, guilt, or a gun to their head. I hang out with my parents because I like them. Why? Because they did a pretty good job. Not great, but pretty good. Some people I won't hang out with, even my friend. Forget family. Why would I? Right, let's go use old DT. Hey, can you give me a ride to the airport? I don't want this becoming a habit. Fuck you. Yeah, but you're not going to let that go. No, I'm using it as an example. Okay, fine. This is obvious. Just the effort to go and hang out is rebuked or a waste of time. All right, fine. Right. Well, you really ought to stick around anyway. No. Here's what's got to happen. Everyone in this country better become way fucking better people than they are now. So it gives other people incentives to want to spend time with them. Whether it's love and you both lose weight and you start fucking again, right? Or you're an interesting person, not just some welfare collecting plant that exists and doesn't have an opinion or a thought. Or you're not some Becky with her master's degree in social work and is just a bland, boring blade of grass compared to others. You get some hobbies and some interests. Or you stop being a welfare bum or a criminal and you go become an industrious contributing member of society through a good career or a path or a trade or whatever. So that instead of doing charity, like you really ought to, not should, ought. You ought to go hang out with these people. Why? Well, just because you ought. It would hurt the feelings if you don't. No, should I? Because what did they do? Well, I'll give you another example. You have a date. I will meet you at the dinner place at 7:00. The guy tells the girl. What time does the girl show up? 7:20. No, you really ought to stick around. She's late. You really ought to stick around. When she shows up, you really ought, because cultural norms dictate you really ought to pay for dinner. No. If it's 7:01, I'm ordering my fucking food. I'm eating my food. When she shows up, I'm like, yeah, sit over there. I'll join you when I'm done. There's no more ought. You keep requesting and asking people to enslave themselves and engage in relationships that has served of no benefit to them, but serves as benefits to others. Men staying in marriages when their wives aren't fucking. Get the fuck out of here, sickless. Well, you really ought. Fuck you. Sounds the same thing. Blood is not thicker than water. What if I don't like my sister? What if I don't want to hang out with my brother? What if I don't want to listen to my uncle talk about, I need more money from those kids, dagnabbit. How about, fuck no, you don't get my presents. You don't get my time. Few of us can see the choices we are making at 30 may well lead to spending Christmas alone. At 60, this trend of cutting off primary family members does not bode well. Almost 60 years ago, the Beatles sang, of course you're going to cite a Beatles song, lady, of course. All the lonely people, where did they come from? Unless we help people weather differences and difficulties in the hope for intimacy of family, we're facing a tsunami of lonely people locked in their own Hollywood squares, waving from a distance. Look, I'm glad you raised awareness. Congratulations, you raised awareness. Your assessment and analysis is way the fuck off. It's still right. We read the article. It's still a Scooby-Doo mystery. We're not going to talk about the direct things and divorce and parents fucking up. We're not going to talk about kids being given Marxist horse shit of like, only the government and the state and free welfare. Maybe you're gay. You want to go to the locker room? That'll be my teacher impersonation from here on out. You don't train them to handle the real world. You lie to them about everything. And gee, you wonder why they can't afford, they living at home? A lot of them are living at home. Right? Was that your strategy to keep your kids, make it impossible? I'll simplify it even more. Parents and older people are self-absorbed assholes who love themselves more than their children, and their choices and behaviors make it plainly clear over a long enough time that their children say, fuck that shit. They're bad for me. And they didn't prepare me for the real world, so I got to deal with the real world right? Maslow's hierarchy of needs: food, clothing, shelter. If you ain't got that, you can't go visit you can't have a relationship with anyone. Oh my God. We told our daughter that maybe she was gay and put her on drugs, and then she went 200,000 into debt at Middlebury for a journalism degree. I can't imagine. I don't know why she can't afford. We co-signed her loans, and we don't have money to visit her. I don't know why she can't visit us. Why she can't afford a plane ticket? Shares a Scooby-Doo. Here. Stop being assholes. Stop being lazy. Stop putting screens in front of your kids' faces. Stop lying to them. Be real parents, fathers especially. Try that. Hey, go. Let's try being nuclear families from the 1950s. Ah! Ooh. I'm going to go as a scary thing tomorrow for Halloween. A nuclear family from the 50s. Ah! Oh no, you love your kids enough, you'll discipline them and spank them, and your wife is hot, and you still have sex in the kitchen, and the mom stays home and takes care of the kids and actually likes the husband. Oh, the most scary thing ever. Now. And the government doesn't take a third of your income to pay for random people who hate your guts and want you dead. Ah, no. Link below. I got a course called The Dad You Never Had, because I get so many questions at Asshole Consulting from the like 90% of my requests are due to the fact your parents didn't train you right and didn't give you the information you needed. Neither did your teachers. So if you have some questions, generally, like your dad wasn't around, you might want to consider taking that course. The Dad You Never Had. Ladies, also for you, I have a new playlist, a new series calling the Helping Women Out Hour, because you are lied to more than men are. And you have your own individual hurdles to overcome. Those videos are free. You just find the playlist. I also have a link below, because I don't know if you knew this. Money is the most important and initial thing, because without it, you can't live. It's more important than love. It's more important than your family. And if you don't have money, you don't have your finances, you cannot form relationships. Like if you're starving, you can't afford rent. You can't date. You can't have a family. You can't visit your family, right? So I have a book out there called Bachelor Pad Economics, the Financial Advice Bible for Men and Women who are bold enough to read it. Start there. And then maybe through your own, it's all you. Your family will not help you. They are going to misinform you and waste your time, send you down the wrong path. You have to do this all on your own. No one is helping you. And that's the only way out. But once you essentially raise yourself, which is pretty much what every young person has to do nowadays. Not only that, you gotta realize you're being lied to, remove all the propaganda, get rid of all the old beliefs that you had based on that old propaganda and lies. Say what's happening in the real world, rebuild a new strategy and approach on how to succeed in life, and implement it and work at it for a decade. No joke. And then probably by the time you're 30, 35, then things finally start to put together. Then you kind of got an okay income. And then you could start thinking about maybe visiting family or going out and this and that and living like a fucking human being. But I need more money from the young people. Let's let the immigrants in, because my boomer hoo-ha feels so sad if I don't do communist things to ruin my children's life. Yeah, my extended family are leeches. My mom left my dad for another woman. Wait, what? That still messes with... Why? Femboy, not like... Why does it mess with you? Why? That's a them problem, man. I know it's your family. You want to advance. You want to become Gen X. Here's the key how to become Gen X. You realize blood is not thicker than water. And you don't give a fuck of anyone else. Go read some Schopenhauer. It's not an opinion. It's facts. Why are you letting... So your mom fucked up. Okay, that's her problem. Colin, $5. My brother cut off my parents the day after his wedding. Turns out being raised by Christian crazy apocalypse is nigh, built some resentment. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No kidding. Tell me about it. I'm a preacher's kid. Ask me about my old man. What turned him around? I won't go into the details, private, but Oh yeah, he was the second coming of Jesus Christ. He was so important. Wait, where's my family? All you pastors out there. Well, I'll just tell you this. Let me help you all out. The Catholics got it right. I don't know about other religions, but the Catholics got it right. If you're a priest, go be a fucking priest. Worship your God and have none other before him. Don't even have distractions, right? But these religions where, like, the rabbi or the imam or the reverend or the preacher, where you can have family. No. Go dedicate yourself to God. All right. And don't ruin your fucking family in the process. Well, don't drag a family into that. That's fucking ridiculous. Jeremy Lewis, $5. Build relationships with family members of good character. Yes. Are they good people? Doesn't matter if they're family or not. No reason to throw good money and time after selfish and borderline evil members. Dre, $2. Cappy's too short to be a branch on his. Dude. Dre, you should come up with a stand-up routine. If you're smart enough to come up with these on your own, I think you should do a stand-up. Chad Twizzler stroke, $5. One of the big reasons is parents who live vicariously through their kids by making them join a sport and parents screaming at them from the stands. Yeah, that's another thing. My folks thankfully never did that to me. They never did that. We got to play fun sports with the kids in the neighborhood. Yeah, that's another one. Colin, $5. Cappy became a life coach so we could look up to him figuratively. After all, it's impossible to look up to him literally. Okay, I don't care, man. I got you $5, Colin. You all want to pay $5 to make short I'll do that all day, every day. That's fine. Let me tell you why I'm going to take your $5, Colin. I'm going to take your, what am I going to do today? All I do is go to the gym. Yeah, I don't have a lot. Now that email's kind of done and taken care of. Space Cowboy, $5. The family unit is done. It's more fun to outsource decades of your life protesting for causes you don't believe in. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me look at how people spend their time, right? You got money. There's a budget of money, but also look at the budget of time. Where did most of the parents of the United States spend their time? Their careers and themselves. And the majority of their money does not go to raise children or take care of, or time. Sorry. The majority of their time does not go to take care of children. It goes to pay for shit. More modernly, worthless college degrees, houses they can't, cars they can't afford. Those are your gods. Go fuck yourself. I don't want to hear. And the cowardice of your average American parents who cannot tell their children no, who do timeouts and try to reason and rationalize with a 3-year-old. They want a kid like a consumer item. They don't want to raise a kid. It's a sacrifice. It's a money-losing proposition. They want a child just like they want a handbag or a sports car. That's sadly what the majority of American children, which everyone's a child, the majority of Americans alive today, they were a thing to their parents. Some actually did get love, some the family actually, but you were a thing. That's all it was. Chad Twizzler stroke, or heaven help you if you're in the welfare community, you were just a paycheck. You're just a means to get more money. Chad Twizzler stroke, $2. A lot of parents want trophy for doing bare minimum. Yeah. Chad Twizzler, $2. Tradcon say money isn't a reason to not have kids. Okay, well, enjoy being poor then, and enjoy having the stresses of your kids not being raised right. I'll go along with that as long as there's someone at home raising the child, raising the kids. It's what they need more than anything else. So yes, you don't need to make a shit ton of money. Well, we can't afford kids. Or they'd say, well, you don't need money. Just go have a bunch of kids. It's like, no, you need some money. Otherwise, your kids are going to be poor and destitute. Uber noob, $2. But Cappy, children are resilient. Yes, that was my favorite. Oh, no, kids are resilient. Every boomer who said that, I hope to find you in a dark alley. Kids are resilient. They'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. They're dark alley now. All you boomers that said, hit the ground running, steep learning curve, kids are resilient. Dark alley now. Let's go. And I hope your children don't talk to you. For those of you who just you worship that almighty dollar in yourselves and just hit the ground running, well, just be yourself. Just be yourself. Uber noob, $5. I love how people wait to have kids, then complain kid is too energetic and must have ADHD. No, you just old, cantankerous, and lazy. You just didn't raise the kid. Look, a good spanking or two early on and holding your ground, that kid will flatten out and straighten up and fly right. I was going to say flatten out and straight right. Straighten up and fly right. Okay, Lord, $5. Second, try doing a super chat. I cut off my mom months ago. I did everything to keep the family together until I realized I was being abused and left. Yep. Now, the lady who wrote this article, she's Christian, and so I think her Christian beliefs compromise and handicaps her ability to more accurately assess what's going on outside the lens of Christianity. And so that's why it was all touchy-feely, poorly written too. I do not have those handicaps. I can say, yeah, you guys love yourselves more than the kids. At the end of the day, that's what it is. All right. That's it. If you'd like to get back with your children, why don't you contact me at assholeconsulting.com. I'll get in on this action. I'll say, all right, what'd you do? Just, okay. Did you ever spank your child? Did you ever tell them no? Oh, you're on your third marriage now. I don't know why your kids don't want to talk to you. All right. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.